How to manipulate images, layers and channels in Photoshop all in one panel. Well, it's a tool that's been in Photoshop since the beginning, or very early. Apply image, and you can find that in the image menu and apply image. Now before you do this, I would suggest make a duplicate of your image, because once you've applied the effect, that's it. You have to undo and lose all the changes. So make a duplicate. Also, you can use multiple documents. So you might create documents with textures in, maybe ones with gradients. The key thing is, if you do that, they need to be exactly the same size as this image. So if you've got 2000 by 2000, they also need to be 2000 by 2000. So that's a couple of things to remember. So apply image, go in here, and now you can see what you've got. Now I've only got one document, the source document, but I could have multiple. But also you can see I've got here the merge. This is the merged effect. So this is the result of the merge. Obviously this is the top layer, so you're merging itself. And you can change the channel. So you can go for the red. So I'm merging the red channel with the image, that layer. Green channel, blue, transparency. So you can see and create some very interesting effects. Obviously that's got some transparency, which is kicking in here. So RGB. That's obviously the merged as well, the merging of the red, green and blue. Also you can go here, duplicate, oh I've misspelt that, duplicate original. Also spotted image effect, you can see that. Again, you can use all these layers you can combine them. So spotted image, wave effect. So you can see a wave effect which you can combine. Again, you could have textures there, you could have letter effects, type effects, all kinds of different effects, all in there, or maybe sort of distortions, other distortions as well. Blur effect, you can then see the blurring effect combined. And again, original, that's the original one. Something called layer one. Oh, that's some lines. So you blend that in as well. You can just try them out. There is layer one. Also, green spots. That's a pity that you can't have more than one. It would be nice if they had developed this panel to include 5 or 6 entries, as many as you like, a little plus or something, so you could continue on, but there isn't. And then obviously blend with different blending modes. That sort of feature would be nice, but this has not been updated for a long time. You can't use it with smart objects either. So smart objects are not a great idea. However, what you can do, you've got through this. So now you can go with the red. So you can use the channels. Instead of using the whole thing, RGB, you can use the red channel or the green or the blue or the transparency and so on to create all kinds of different images very quickly using this. You can also invert it. You can see the result there. The target is obviously itself. It's into now. Unfortunately, it has not been updated. I would love to see it updated where you could save it to a new document, to a new layer, to a smart object, etc. Sadly, this tool has not been updated to include all those sort of modern features that you would see in some of the other filters. But also what you've got is blending. So you don't have to use linear light. I'm using linear light, but you can see you can try out this one. You can run through it. You've also got obviously difference, but you've got add. So add and subtract, really useful. So you go here, scale, you can just change that as you tweak that, just vary, you can see, reduce it down. You can also change the offset, so you can see as you do that, because that's as low as it's going to go. Or you can go the other way, so you can brighten it up, and so on. You can see you can create literally thousands of effects just by using that. But also you've got subtract. So again, you can do the other way. So subtract, make it a lot darker. But you've got these other ones as well, divide and so on. So contrast ones, lighten ones. Also, you've got here preserve transparency, which may or may not have an effect, as well as mask. So you can actually go through this again. You've got the image. You could have multiple images, maybe with different types of textures and designs, which all could then be combined. And you've got here, again, go through merge one. That's the layer, obviously the whole thing, merged, or again, duplicate of original, spotted image, wave effect, and so on. They may or may not have any, depending on down there. So you've got grey. Key thing is remember the channels. So grey, again, spotted effect, you can just see there, the subtle effect, the spotted, Also blur effect, layer 1, those line effects. So you can introduce a lovely line effect, that mask. So I think there's just literally thousands of possible combinations, all in one powerful panel. And once you're happy with it, again, you don't have to go with that. You go with green, maybe go with RGB, and so on. You can see again the result of that, or change the blend mode. Just run through those, maybe go with that. Difference. You can create some very abstract, surreal imagery using this combination feature, which you could not do easily with just channels and layers as a separate set of panels. This tool combines them in amazing ways. And of course, you can use this for more practical images. Don't have to use it for surreal images like this. And then you can click OK. And of course, as always with these things, you can always go to Edit, and you've got Fade Apply Image. So you can always fade it as well. So Fade Image, and you can turn around and say, I don't want it that intense. Maybe I'll just go with Darken, or maybe go for Overlay, and so on. So you can vary it using that as well. Sadly, there is no filter and repeat. That would be a nice feature as well. Also extending it so you could add multiple different blends and combinations. But that is not available. If you've got any questions, comments, please let me know below. Thank you much.